Ben is always calling for other people's young men to go and die in some war. He seems to love it. And I find it kind of hypocritical because a man who's so small he would die if he was slapped on the street, sitting behind a desk and screaming for other people to be annihilated. It's insane.
The real problem with Will Smith is that he is extremely frustrated that he's become a laughingstock, and really who he wants to slap is his wife.
Yeah, he'd love to slap her wife.
He'd love to beat her up.
Slap that bald head. Nice big handprint on top.
Stop sucking him off! Around the top of her bald ass head. I got more hair than her. But he can't.
Woo! He was a dork who got bit by a spider. Now he's super spider dork. And he still can't get laid. Who's that bitch? Mary Jane? If I was Spider-Man, do you think that bitch wouldn't be sucking and fucking? Bitch, I'm Spider-Man, come here. Let's just say, okay, if by some crazy twist of fate, she goes, no, I don't want to. I'll be like, psst. The fuck you talking about, no?
He looks like he tries to make best friends with kids at the park.
He drives a creepy blacked out van and has a pub subscription to skip the ads.
Extra premium.
Yeah, extra premium.
He looks like it's the kind of guy, I'll take you for ice cream. Don't tell your mom. Yeah. He's one of them. Oh my God, a naked guy. Wow.
You know,
look at all those fucking actresses sitting in the crowd. Oh my God. This is so funny. It's not even fucking funny. Where's the joke here? Not only is he humiliating himself, and we all know why, but they're trying to pretend it's a joke. What's funny? Why doesn't anyone sit there and go, children watch this show. Why is this dude naked? This isn't even funny. Where's the joke in it?
Welcome to 1 hour of Andrew Tate roasting, destroying, and embarrassing everybody, part 2. It's SeanDaniel here. And in my last video, which I guess was the part 1 to this, which I didn't plan it that way, I got so many comments and suggestions from you guys on clips that I did not include in that video or should include in a future video. So now here we are. I used those suggestions to put this part 2 together, and I want to thank you guys for that. And in light of how much that helped me and how much I'd like to help you guys with stuff you have going on, I launched a free collaboration community where you can connect, brainstorm with me, do little live streams if you'd like to help you guys with stuff and to help me. If you want to check that out, it'll be linked in the description below. But if you're just here to watch this video, or if you want to find a specific clip, it'll be listed in the chapters down below. But if you just want to sit back and watch, let's get into the first clip of Andrew Tate roasting Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, his wife.
What's that guy with the bald wife's name?
Oh, the bald wife.
Yeah, the guy with the bald wife.
Thinks he's a bad boy. You ain't a bad boy. I'm a bad boy for life.
Yeah.
I'm a real, do you know this? This is actually.
Your wife has hair. Your girls have hair.
My girls have hair.
So do mine. I haven't got a single woman whose hair falls out.
My girls have hair and they don't cheat on me.
That is true. They don't.
So I'm clearly a more certified G than Will Smith. I don't know if you know this, but they've actually contacted me to host the next Oscars.
Yeah, no, I did know that. Yeah, I got the letter in the mail.
There's been, I don't know if the people out there know what would happen if like I made a joke about his wife and he tried to get fresh. Yeah, the real problem with Will Smith is that he is extremely frustrated that he's become a laughingstock, and really who he wants to slap is his wife.
Yeah, he'd love to slap her wife.
He'd love to beat her up.
Slap that bald head. Nice big handprint on top.
Stop sucking him off! Around the top of her bald ass head. I got more hair than her. But he can't. Woo! But he can't.
Woo!
He can't. I just made an alopecia joke. Ooh! Oh, Andrew made fun of alopecia. Boo-hoo! Come do something. Come do something. I ain't afraid of none of you.
I want the blood clot.
I'm a bad man.
Big Will. He's 6'1".
Big Will.
Short.
You ain't big.
Short.
They don't want to slap. I'll slap. I got big hands. They don't want.
Slap the cock off his face.
The one slap. You're not ready for me.
So let me just explain. If anyone, this week's homework, actually, I'm going to set you a new homework assignment before I get to the homework assignment of last week. There is a song that I found a few days ago called Entanglements, written by the guy who banged Will Smith's wife and Rick Ross. And there's about 10 references to her. This girl's got me caught up in the Matrix, like, because she's been in the Matrix movies. There's like 10 references to her in the song. It's about, yeah, I've been in that man's house and in his car, sleeping with his wife. He doesn't know. A whole song with 53 million views about how he fucked Will Smith's wife. But Chris Rock says something about her hair. Chris Rock is also much smaller than you. And I think that other guy who was banging your wife might have just beaten your ass. So you let him go with the 53 million view song about fucking your wife. But some dude makes a joke about her haircut, and you want to be a tough guy because he's short.
Yeah, Will Smith's a loser. And the reason he's a loser...
Stone cold loser.
Because he super wants to hit his wife. He can't do that. So he picks on Chris Rock, which, listen, they're both comedians from the same kind of genre of movies, from the same era and time. They probably knew each other personally. That's why he wasn't scared of Chris Rock, because he knows Chris Rock ain't about it. He knew Chris Rock wasn't going to throw back. And on top of all of that, Chris Rock made a bald joke. Listen, Chris Rock had better material.
Oh, he had better material.
He could have come in much harder. He went in very, very softly, Will.
Very.
Trust me, I would have made
Unlike that guy who fucked your wife.
Exactly.
Who no doubt did not go in.
Hard.
Very softly.
Hard. So because he went soft, you're going to get up there and be a tough guy. Shut up. John Cena last night at the Oscars.
For those of you who don't know who John Cena is, if you're older, because in my generation, you had The Rock, you had Chris Benoit. Yeah, well, I guess nothing to say about him. The previous generation, older than me, had Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant and Ric Flair, who is a G, by the way. And after The Rock, it became a bunch of crappy people. Then it was John Cena for a while. After Stone Cold Steve Austin. And then after John Cena, now it's a bunch of homos who drink Prime. So, yeah, he was the last wrestling hero who wasn't super gay. Until now. So you have to understand, all the 26-year-olds to 29-year-olds, he's their guy. He's the Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's the Andre the Giant. He's the Hulk Hogan. Everyone, he's the man, the wrestling man. And they've turned him gay. Therefore, targeting the 25 to 30-year-olds.
Yeah, the primary objective is to take anyone who's remotely masculine and teach them a lesson and humiliate them. And we're going to talk about the offer they gave us and how they tried to humiliate us shortly. We're going to get there. But first, let's look at the Oscars from last night. And let's look at the... And anyone who doesn't understand how these satanic cults work, it's very simple. It's like a fraternity. You have to go through a ritual or go through some degree of initiation before you get to become a member. And they want to humiliate you. They want you to demonstrate that the ideology they hold and your adherence to their ideology and your desperation to be linked with them is more important than your personal pride, because pride is in and of itself a barrier. If you're a proud man and you stick up and believe in certain things, your pride is what's going to allow you to resist enslavement in general. You can sit and say, no, I'm too proud to allow this to happen to me. I'm too proud to allow this to happen to my family. They don't want you to be proud. They often say pride is a terrible thing and you should get rid of it. It's proud men that built this world. When you're proud of the work you do a better job. When you're proud of your body, you're in good shape. When you're proud of your family, you take care of them. They try their very best to remove the idea of pride. So you have nothing to be proud of, because then you're malleable. You're empty goo. It's almost where they can inject the slave programming directly into your at a cellular level, and you'll just mold into anything they want you to be. Man, woman, Democrat, Republican, who knows? It's very obvious now. So they build up masculine figures. I'm sure John Cena, when he wanted to become a wrestling superstar and get really muscly and get in fantastic shape and run around being a big, strong man, beating everybody up, when he had all these dreams and aspirations, he didn't intend on ending up walking around naked or putting on a dress. There's a video of him with Jimmy Fallon wearing a dress.
OMG, I totally am.
Oh my God, a naked guy. Wow.
You know,
look at all those fucking actresses sitting in the crowd. Oh my God. This is so funny. It's not even fucking funny. Where's the joke here? Not only is he humiliating himself, and we all know why, but they're trying to pretend it's a joke. What's funny? Why doesn't anyone sit there and go, children watch this show? Why is this dude naked? This isn't even funny. Where's the joke in it? Why are all those...
Well, you know, it's not a joke, because him sitting there, hey, I don't really want to do this. It's embarrassing.
It's true.
It's probably the most legitimate part of the entire fucking skit.
So I don't even see what the joke is. I sit there and all these people are laughing.
He's naked.
Clowns, bro. And then Cena's been doing this shit for years. He threw away his pride long ago, bro. I don't know what they offered him.
Spider-Man is a bitch. If you like Spider-Man, you need to seriously reassess your life. He was a dork who got bit by a spider. Now he's super spider dork, and he still can't get laid. Who's that bitch? Mary Jane Parker, some shit? You're Spider-Man, and she still won't have sex with you.
It's not working. You and me.
What? What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh, but I don't want her to know I'm Spider-Man. I want her to still think I'm a fucking nerd. If I was Spider-Man, you think that bitch wouldn't be sucking and fucking? By hook or by crook? I'd be like, bitch, I'm Spider-Man, come here. And she'll say, okay. If by some crazy twist of fate, she goes, no, I don't want to. I'd be like, psst. The fuck you talking about no? I'm a G, Spider-Man. The only thing Spider-Man's doing is sitting at home jerking off. How are you a superhero if you're sitting at home jerking off? Fucking loser. Spider-Man is a dork. There's nothing admirable about Spider-Man. Didn't he became Super Spider-Man and then someone killed his uncle, some robber killed his uncle. Is this the right story?
Stay back!
My uncle! What happened?
Carjacker, he's been shot. Look, we just called the paramedics. They're on their way.
Some robber killed his uncle and now he decides he wants to stop crime to get the robber who killed his uncle. Does he even catch that robber ever? I don't know. I'm genuinely asking. Does he catch the robber? I don't know. If you guys know about Spider-Man, tell me.
He catches him the same day.
Does he catch him?
The same day.
And what does he do? Put him in jail? Does he hang the robber by his neck in the middle of the city with rope so he and hangs him to death? No. He takes his ass down the police station to fill in paperwork. What kind of fucking superhero are you? You killed your uncle. He's a pussy. If you killed Venom's uncle, Venom would fuck the dude up. But no, fucking Spider-Man. Oh, I'm taking him for justice. You're a fucking nerd, bro. Spider-Man's a nerd. Anyone who likes Spider-Man, by extension, is also a nerd. He was a nerd who got bit by a spider and became a super nerd. And why does he still live with his parents? You're a fucking superhero.
Let me turn to Ben Shapiro. He said, let me assure you, as someone who's not pimped women and bragged about it, that morality requires that those who rape women and kidnap women must be eradicated, not negotiated with. He says, on my show, I won't be lectured on morality and toughness like Andrew Tate. His great idea of toughness and morality is pimping women and bragging about it on air, and then trying to quasi-walk it back while simultaneously maintaining many of the same positions and flexing his biceps. Listen, everyone should be able to tweet whatever it is they want. I'm all for an open discourse, even with people who I think are dead wrong on a lot of issues. But Andrew Tate is dead wrong on a lot of these issues. And the particularly ridiculous posturing about being yes, you're very tough when you want people to make peace with terrorists who've just murdered their children, very, very tough. What do you say to that?
So Ben is a warmonger. Ben has been wrong on basically every single issue you can name. He was with you with the vaccine and every other war. Ben is always calling for other people's young men to go and die in some war. He seems to love it. I don't know if he has short man syndrome, but he's always behind his desk calling about how important it is that big, strong men like me go and die. And the reason he tweeted that and said that is because when Hamas and Israel, at the very early in the conflict, I think it was 3 days in, were discussing possible peace talks, he tweeted, no, absolutely not, fuck them, kill them all. And I said, Ben, as a man who's done his own fighting, because I've had a life of pain and violence, listen to me. Peace is always worth a conversation. What I said is that we should always be prepared to at least discuss peace. He, because he's a warmonger, said, no, peace is not worth a conversation. You're this, you're that, da-da. Because he's always sitting behind his desk. He must have a booster chair, and he's always running his mouth trying to invoke violence and call for war. And I find it kind of hypocritical because a man who's so small he would die if he was slapped on the street, sitting behind a desk and screaming for other people to be annihilated, I think is kind of, it's worse than hypocritical. It's insane.
I believe if he was sitting here listening to this, he would say that what he's screaming for is for Jewish people in Israel to defend themselves. And he's a Jewish man.
All Ben does is call for war. And I agree. Defending yourself.
That's not all he does.
That's all he does. And calling for war and defending yourself is very different than genocide. And Ben, like I said, overall, most of Ben's worldviews and mine probably align. We don't align on the religious sect, we don't rely on the religious points, fine. But our overall worldviews about how society should function probably align on many of the key issues. I don't have a beef with Ben, and I don't watch his show, and I have no idea what he talks about a lot of the time. But what I do know is every time I turn it on, he's calling for someone else's son to go and die in a ditch somewhere for his interests. And I don't like people who are not advocates for peace. Blessed are the peacemakers, said Candace, who is far more intelligent than Ben will ever be. And she is completely right. He replied that rhetoric, starting an argument with me, when I said we should talk about peace. I say we should talk about peace. He calls for the death of civilians, and somehow we're asking why my point of view is seen as abstract. It's insane. Why can't we all just sit down and say the fighting must end? Why can't we do that? Why can't we sit and say, nobody should be dying, let's stop using the most advanced military weaponry on the planet to blow the limbs off children? Why can't we say that without being deemed some kind of terrorist sympathizer or anti-Semite? It's insanity. Trump came along and didn't start a single war. He's the only one who didn't. And they're going to come along him and make him a bad guy. When a new president comes in, it's just endless war and death and killing. Have you seen a dead body, Piers? Have you seen people lose a fucking limb? It's disgusting. I know what's happening over there.
Have you seen that?
I don't need to tell you about the parts of my history that I'm not prepared to share, Piers.
I said
it to Ben. I said people who have done their own fighting and seen their own violence and have seen people bleed out in the street from a stab wound are not going to be so smart and so quick to sit behind a desk and call for the death of innocent people. It's disgusting what's happening. I don't want anyone to die on either side. And when I come along as a peacemaker and say this is insane, because he's a warmonger, because he has chosen blinkers and sees one side of the argument and refuses to accept the humanity of Palestinians, he says I'm a bad person for calling for peace.
The only water I drink is sparkling water, because sparkling water is for rich people. And I'll tell you why. You can get non-carbonated water, still water, from the fucking tap. The government gives you that shit effectively for free. Sparkling water you have to buy. So if you only drink sparkling water, you only drink rich man's water. I explained this to someone, some bumbacla, and of course he replied with the typical, but I don't like sparkling. You don't like sparkling water? You don't like water? Yeah, but the bubbles. The bubbles? You scared of bubbles, you little bitch? It doesn't taste of anything. It has bubbles in it. Oh, you're afraid of bubbles? The fuck is wrong with you? This is another full-grown man. Fucking some other bitch. Just told you about how to fucking, I can't go through my life without getting angry. I've got to meet people, business associates, etc. I go there. One dude orders sushi. Some other dude's scared of bubbles. Like, if a waiter comes over and goes, what water for the table? Sparkling, please. I obviously answer because I'm the fucking boss. And then some little fucking bitch, can I have a still? The fuck, drink the water on the table. You're a fucking man. You're going to start making the waiter run back and forth and change water orders because you can't handle bubbles? Pussy ass dudes. You should only drink sparkling water anyways because it's what aristocrats like myself drink. The Lord of all beasts of the land and fishes of the sea. We drink sparkling water, and you should want to be like me because I'm a better person than you. So in every single possible tiny way you can emulate the great Andrew Tate, you should be doing the same things. Don't order sushi, drink sparkling water. But even if you are such a bitch, you won't choose sparkling water. When it's given to you, just fucking drink it. If I see a man, if you ever meet a man who's afraid of sparkling water, know this. He's certainly afraid of combat. He's certainly afraid of getting punched in the mouth, and he's afraid of a fucking carbonated bubble. Little pussy ass dude. So if you're sitting there at a table and your friend won't drink sparkling water, he's not your friend. Because when shit hits the fan and you get jumped and you're getting stabbed by 10 randoms, he ain't jumping in front of knives to save your ass like a good friend should if he's scared of fucking bubbles in his water. Anyone who drinks still water is excommunicated permanently. And for your safety, I strongly suggest you do the same. Get all your friends around, call every friend you have right now, all of them. Invite them over for a party. When they all turn up, pour out sparkling water. Pour it all out. Pour it out. Say, everyone, let's have a glass of water together. Water can't hurt anybody. We're all probably dehydrated anyway. What's the worst water can do? Everyone, let's have a nice glass of water, and everyone's going to drink it. And when you see that one dude, oh, there's bubbles. Never speak to him again. Bottles of water are for drinking. If you're thirsty, you're dehydrated. I have this thing where if I ever find myself thirsty and dehydrated, what I do is I drink the whole bottle at once. And the reason I do this is to rehydrate myself, because the reason I'm thirsty is because I'm dehydrated. I don't understand full-grown men who get thirsty, get their little bottle of water, their Evian, like some kind of fucking status symbol. Like, oh, look, I've got Evian. Have a sip, and then walk around with it for another 45 minutes. Another sip. Walk around, another little sip. I thought you were thirsty, motherfucker. I thought you were dehydrated. Hydrate yourself. Boom, 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 bang, done. hydrated, fucking objective complete. I'm gonna walk around with it like it's a fucking fashion symbol for her. And I know this seems like a pet peeve, well I guess it is, but I don't understand. You are thirsty and you want to hydrate your body. You can complete that task in 3 seconds. Next time you're thirsty and you buy a bottle of water, drink the water and throw the bottle away. Why are you walking around with the bottle? You need your hands free. What if you have to grab a girl's ass or punch a dude in the face? What if you're not combat ready? Walk around with your fucking It's gay. It's pointless. A little sip here, a little sip there. I don't understand the point. Complete the objective. That's what life is about. Get rich. Fuck the girl. Fucking take the hill. Conquer the mountain. Complete the objective. The objective is to rehydrate. Objective complete in 3 seconds flat. I ain't walking around with some little fucking bottle of water sipping away like a little douchebag. It's bullshit. Bet most of you motherfuckers do this. You're gonna catch yourself doing it now. You've watched this video now. I've changed your brain. Next time you buy water and you have a sip and then like 3 minutes later you see, I'm still holding this water. I thought I was thirsty. And eventually you're gonna end up like me. Me and Tristan walk in a store, 2 bowls of water, being paid for them, throw them away in the store and walk out. Done. Water objective complete. We're finished. We ain't walk around with shit. And you're gonna find yourself doing it like I do it. And you know what? People look at you like you're weird. Like, what the fuck? Why is he drinking all that water? Because I'm thirsty, so I fucking ball it, dumbass. Fuck, what the fuck's wrong with people? So me and Tristan walk in a store. Bang. 2 waters, 2 beers. Done. Out. Don't be walking around with bottles of water and shit, sipping away like a little pussy. That's some feminine bullshit. It's unnecessary.
One of the most important ways to discover if someone's a dickhead or not is if they wear a smartwatch. Smartwatches are bullshit. There is nothing you can do on a smartwatch faster than you can if you just pull your phone out your pocket and use your phone properly. Every time I've ever seen anyone try and do something on a smartwatch, I just sit there looking at them thinking, what kind of fucking materialistic, capitalistic moron are you that when Apple releases a watch, you think you need it. So you can sit there scrolling through, pretending that it's easier for you to read your email on your fucking watch than it is for you to get your phone out of your pocket. Get your phone out of your pocket is like literally half a second. In fact, let's time it. Put a timer on. So I'm sitting here. I need to do something on my phone. I've got my stupid smartwatch on. I go, okay, let me just get my phone. I get it out. Is it going to be any quicker, me fucking around on that little watch? Is it any better for me to, oh, who's calling me? Okay, now I'll get my phone out of my pocket. It's bullshit, it's garbage, they're completely useless. And then people go, oh yeah, but it tracks my heart rate. You didn't know your heart rate for your whole fucking adult life. You went through your life and you never knew what your fucking heart rate was. You never knew how many steps you took in a day. And now that it says on your fucking watch, you pretending that's important information? It's not fucking important information. All you're trying to do is justify your completely shit lifestyle by saying, oh, I took 500 steps today. Who gives a fuck? You're still a fat bastard. You never knew how many steps you took. That's not real exercise. Telling you how much mundane bullshit activity you did does not substitute exercise. I see everyone in their shit excuses for having a smartwatch. Next time you meet someone with a smartwatch, say, why do you have that? Oh, it's actually quite convenient because, and listen to their shitty excuse. They're lying to you. They're a moron. Don't trust people with smartwatches because they're all fucking stupid. So, vape is dangerous, we found out. They're trying to ban vape. It's all over Twitter that people are getting cancer from vape and all this shit. Vape is dangerous. Can you believe that, James? Vape is dangerous. Can you believe that chemicals you can buy for $1 that you can't even name, 40 or 50 chemicals that you've never heard of, you can't name, you don't know where they come from, all combined to try and taste like fucking watermelon, that you set on fire electronically and inhale deep into your lungs, the most unnatural chemicals you can possibly think of, produced cheaply in China, is dangerous for you? Can you believe that? That if you set all these chemicals you've never heard on fire, from fucking oil and petroleum and fuck knows what, and you get it deep into your lungs, it might actually be bad for you. That's incredible. That surprised me like I couldn't believe. I never expected that. I thought, no, surely this unregulated liquid that manages to somehow taste like fucking forest fruits made from literally petroleum. They fucking got it out. What's that thing in school you learn where how they refine oil? What's it called? Fucking that thing. Something furnace. You motherfuckers know. And they put oil in and they get petroleum and kerosene and all these different things. And fucking vape. Vape comes out in the motherfucker. Got fucking vape. And then the Chinese, I mean, because we know the Chinese, they give a fuck loads about safety and shit. The Chinese, they really care. They don't care about profit. And they managed to make this shit. They're like, okay, it's cost us 19 cents to produce. Like, what good can you make for 19 cents? You can't even grow broccoli for 19 cents. Even growing shit from the ground, which is effectively free. The dirt is free, the rain is free. If I tell you got 19 cents to produce me some food, you'd struggle to get a fucking tomato. These motherfuckers have got fucking liquid that tastes like tomatoes in a fancy ass package, printed all nice, shipped from the other side of the world, from China to fucking the West for 19 cents retail, for 19 cents cost price, so they can retail it to me for 69 cents. And I can sit there and then some motherfucker's like, oh, it's bad for me. Duh. The fuck? How are people surprised by this shit? And now they're all over Twitter and on the news. Maybe we should do something about it. No, don't do anything. If you're so fucking stupid, it didn't cross your mind at some point that permanently sucking on this vape was going to damage you in some way, you deserve what happens to your dumb ass. Breathe air. You don't need a vape. Have you ever seen anyone with a vape? Have you ever sat in a room? So we go, wait, let me just go. My vape's done charging. Load it up. I mean, I smoke cigars, but I know what the fuck I'm doing. Give me a big fat cigar. I'm risking cancer to look like a mafia boss. Fine. I'm not sitting there smoking cigars and going, I can't believe this is bad for me. No, like these fucking vape bullshit children. And what kind of parent lets their 16-year-old vape anyway? If I had a 16-year-old son, he's like, I got a vape. Get the fuck out of here, vape. Do some push-ups. You ain't got time to vape. You gotta do push-ups. You ain't got time. You're a little fucking punk. Talking to me about fucking vape. It's insane. The world, why are we trying to save people that literally Darwinism is trying to eliminate? Why are we trying to save them? I saw some bullshit on Twitter. Some guy was coughing up blood. How much vape have you fucking vaped to cough up blood? You deserve everything that happens to your stupid ass. Fuck you.
All right, quick break time, sorry. We're not doing no vaping like Andrew Tate said. If you guys want to skip this little commentary I'm gonna do, I'll put on the screen or in the chapter below when the next clip starts. Or you can sit here and watch the beautiful visual background I have set up for you guys during my amazing commentary that I'm gonna give for a few minutes. You can even put me on mute and literally just watch what I have behind me. It might be interesting that way. Anyway, if you guys want to comment your favorite clip so far, put it down below. I actually check comments all the time and I don't necessarily respond to everyone, but put it in there and other people will react to you guys. Trust me, they always do. I would say my favorite clip, I mean, the last one, the vaping clip, where he's just going off of that. Vaping. He says, oh, fucking fruit flavor. I think that was probably my favorite one. I mean, the water one too. The water. He's talking about water bottle. A bottle of water. Why are you taking your bottle of water everywhere like a fucking status symbol? Oh god, that was hilarious too. I'm going through them real quick. Oh my god, the sparkling water one. He had some serious ones in there. I try to mix it up for you guys where we have some serious clips, some hilarious clips, and it's not just bang, 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 bang funny. You know, you get some mix of some intelligent takes and information that you can take from Andrew Tate, but also some absolutely hilarious ones because that's the point of it. Let's see what we got in here. Oh man, the Spider-Man one, I put that in the intro. And also, let me know, did you guys think that intro is too long? I have it at like almost 2 minutes. I like putting a longer intro just because it's a long video. It's an hour video, so I can really get you into the mode of previewing really what's in the video versus this quick thing. Let me know what you think about that, because I do check your guys' comments. But man, that Spider-Man one, I had to include that in the intro. He's like, bitch, if you weren't fucking, you should be fucking and sucking. Oh my God. When you're making the video like this, you guys, just so you know, yes, it's work and I'm sitting there and like trying to go through a clip and make sure this part's entertaining. Maybe this part isn't. Maybe I shouldn't include this part. And you're focused, right? But damn, it's funny, man. When I'm putting it together and I'm watching through it, I just start cracking up. I'm like, man, this is actually fun to put together. You know, because some videos, it's just like work. Now it's work to make like the intro and then think through the layout and which clips should go where. How can I break it up where it's a good pacing and the clips aren't too long? It's a lot of work and thought, but oh damn, it's funny going through it. It's so funny going through it. We still have many, many hilarious clips to come in the video. I still have some serious ones in the second half, which you'll see. Oh my God, but feel free to let me know your favorite clips so far. I would say mine is probably, the bottle of water one is just hilarious, but so's the vaping one. I don't know. And see, I can focus right now because I'm not seeing my beautiful background. You guys are, you probably can't understand a word I'm saying, or you can't focus on it. I do not blame you in the slightest on that one. So if you guys are ready for the second part of the video, get your glass of water, as Andrew Tate would say. And let's jump in to the second half of this, which I teased this clip in the intro about Ethan Klein and him being fat and making fun of Andrew Tate. That's what we're gonna get into right now. Andrew Tate roasting Ethan Klein. Let's go. And his wife. Well, Tristan teased his wife. You'll see.
There's a guy with a really big podcast.
Okay.
Who actually genuinely spoke a ton of shit about me.
Okay. Go on.
Insulted me loads, saying like I'm an incel and I don't get pussy.
Jesus Christ.
This guy on the left said I don't get pussy.
Okay, show me.
No, Tristan. He actually was saying this guy doesn't know about girl. That guy.
That guy.
He looks like he tries to make best friends with kids at the park.
He definitely does. He drives a creepy blacked out van and has a Pornhub subscription to skip the ads.
Extra premium.
Yeah, extra premium.
He looks like it's the kind of guy, I'll take you for ice cream. Don't tell your mom.
Yeah.
He's one of them.
Yeah,
Weird.
he is.
He supposedly has a big podcast. I had no idea who this guy was, right? So someone sent me this link. I looked it up. There's this heifer, this out-of-shape dude, and then there's some other really out-of-shape chick. And then I realized, obviously, they're just jealous because they're both obese. It's actually almost an impressive lack of self-awareness for someone like that to look at someone like me, who's as accomplished as I am, with every genetic gift God can possibly bestow, and to sit there with your gut, literally sit there with your gut.
Okay.
I go, this guy
doesn't get women.
Like, I don't know if he's just like, it's actually an incredible, it's actually almost an impressive level of delusion.
Yeah, well, let me ask a question. Let me ask a question to people like him who will say shit like that.
I have genuinely not watched the episode. All I know is he was insulting me. I actually tried to watch the episode to do like an important rebuttal. But bro, you know what the worst thing about him? The worst thing about him is not only is he a mouth breather, because he's really overweight. But worse is he's not even intelligent. He's not compendious. He can't even do as we do. He can't even speak quickly. So he's one of those guys who does a podcast. Is like, hey, yeah. So this guy's got a YouTube channel.
He tries to get girls. And the thing is, his viewers will agree, because the type of person who watches that kind of guy for entertainment is that kind of guy.
His brain is so slow; he can't even speak quickly. And I'm trying to watch it.
Guarantees,
I got stuff to do. Right? I'm a fast guy. If I sit down, I want to just tell me the information, insult me, get it over with. So I'm sitting there, and I'm just. And anyway, I looked at this YouTube. I was like, I can't even watch this. It's fucking awful. Like, you need somebody to do a super edit.
I ain't even mad. Of course, people like that. You know what? If people like that didn't hate us, we're doing something wrong.
Someone said to Google Ethan's wife.
Ethan. What is this?
No. Gila Klein.
What the?
Wait. Gila Klein.
Jesus.
But he used to be a bit. No, I know the guys can't see my screen right now, but he used to be quite skinny.
So what? He just got fat. I mean, his wife was always basic. Maybe turbo basic. Oh my God, seriously. You can't even steal that guy's wife, because we cannot be seen with a woman of that caliber in the compound. So this is it. This is his wife. We don't get girls, and this is his wife. Let me tell you something. Ethan, I would rather sleep in a bed by myself every night for the rest of my life than marry a woman who looked like that.
That's right, Ethan.
So even if I didn't get girls, I'm doing better than you. That's negative girls. That's minus girls. Jesus Christ.
Right. So
sort your life out, son.
Why did you choose that insult? Why do you call people worms? And it's very, very clear to me, at least, why I call people worms. Worm is a pointless creature. The only reason a worm exists is so that bigger, more important animals can eat something. They don't do anything. They can't see. They sit in the dirt and they just move around in the dirt and they try and hide a little bit and then a bird eats them. And most people live their lives as worms. Most of you are worms. You don't do anything important. You're just living in your shit life, living your little dirt, just sitting there wriggling, hoping an eagle doesn't come along to fuck you up. And if an eagle did come along, you couldn't even defend yourself. A worm has no claws. It hasn't even got, like a skunk can spray smelly piss or something. A worm has zero defensive mechanism. A worm is absolutely and utterly useless. I've never heard of a story of valor that involves a worm. People use animals as insults. They'll say you're a bitch, which is a female dog. I don't think a female dog's that insulting to be. I know female dogs. You can have a female police dog that will charge at bullets, or you can have a fire dog that'll run in a burning building. What's so wrong about being a female dog? A dog can do something. Being a female worm would be much worse. Are there even female worms? Are worms so shit that they don't even have genders? I'm about to do research in the middle of a Tate speech for the first time in my life. Earthworms are hermaphrodites. This is what I mean. They don't have genders. If you're a worm, you're not even a man or a woman. You're just a worm. If I were to come and knock on your door and say, I've decided I have a sexual attraction to twos, so I'm taking your girlfriend, you could do very little about it because you're a worm.
I do DM opens every day. And every single day, someone asks me the same stupid question.
Hey, Tate, what footwear do I use in the gym? What do I wear to squat the bench?
Or whatever these fucking dorks do. You know what? When I was a pro fighter, when I'd come in the gym and a mirror say, today's weights day, I basically considered that a day off. I was like, thank fuck, it's weights day. That means it's basically a rest day. I have to lay on my back and do this. I ain't gonna get punched in the face. I ain't gonna fucking run up hills. None of that shit. Just lay down and move it. These guys think that shit's training.
I trained so hard, bro. I did bench.
Fucking bunch of pussies. You could never have been through what I've been through. Now you're gonna come to me and ask me about fucking shoes? Shoes. I will bench press your mom in flip-flops or running shoes. It doesn't matter. Who the fuck cares? Imagine being the kind of dork.
We just sit there being like, well, actually, if you squat in tennis shoes, you might,
explode? What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with you people? I fought bare feet, Muay Thai. I fought with shoes on when I fought Savate. Who gives a fuck? You people are actually obsessed with what fucking shape of trainer to have when you're fucking lifting shit up and down. You're a bunch of morons. Who the fuck cares? You're weak anyway. You're not even fucking strong. So who fucking cares? The worst thing about all this shit, sorry, quick flex break. 812 super fast, V12 Vanquish, Lamborghini Huracan Evo, flex break, back to it. The worst thing about all this shit is, lifting weights is ultimately, if that's the only thing you do, a complete waste of time. What do you need all that muscle for if you can't fucking fight? You're gonna stand there and, deadlift. Yeah, bro. I'm gonna fucking smack you in your mouth and even on the floor. On your back. And people are gonna come up to your stupid ass and go, he was wearing the wrong shoes. Pussy. So back in my pimping days, every pimp knows that you try and avoid violence. Pimp means positively inspirational and motivating person. You try and motivate them, keep them out in the streets, whatever. But sometimes they have to know if they fuck with you too tough, you got to back up. Now, there's a few sayings in the pimp game which just get your pimp hand twitching. Because just you too many years in the game, little things like, it's cold outside. The fuck you mean it's cold outside? I need money today. And as soon as you hear that shit, your pimp hand starts to get warmed up automatically. And there's a saying that I hear people running their mouths about and coming out with that has nothing to do with the pimp game now that I've retired from that, which has got my pimp hand twitching just like before. And that is, I don't eat gluten. What the fuck do you mean you don't eat gluten? Since when do people not eat gluten? Since when has it been cool? What the fuck is gluten? I know what gluten is. It's a wheat protein. Do you know what gluten is? In fact, I've had this happen to me about 6 times in my life and people say they don't eat gluten. And I've asked them all what gluten is. And 2 knew and 4 didn't even fucking know what it was. Well, it's in bread. Yeah, but what is it? It's in bread. It's like you fucking bimbo. You get slapped. Humans have been eating bread for thousands of years. Literally thousands of years. In nearly every civilization on this planet, people were eating bread. And now you want to come along with your bullshit imaginary dietary requirement because you think it makes you sound special. You sound like a dick. If anyone had a problem digesting gluten, they would have died out thousands of years ago. Natural selection and evolution would have taken care of all your fucking retard ancestors, but yet here you are, standing in my face saying you don't eat gluten. Yes, you fucking do. You're trying to sound special, and that's bullshit. You can guarantee to eat gluten. You're not gonna die. Put the bread in your fucking mouth and be quiet. I can't stand people and their fucking imaginary ailments, because that's all it is. Imaginary ailments to add some kind of degree of personality. Imagine going through life being such a fucking retard. The only way you could define yourself by what you put in and out of your mouth. I'm a vegetarian and I don't eat gluten. Okay, have you achieved anything else in your life? Do you have any actual personality? Are you anything, or are you just a person who doesn't eat meat and doesn't eat bread? But that's how you base your whole identity around something like this. You put it on your Facebook all the time. It's your fucking profile picture. You mention it every possibility you get. Your entire existence, and you define yourself by the fact that you don't put meat and bread in your mouth. Congratulations, you're a fucking moron. Next time someone comes up to you and says, I'm going to start a movement and I'm going to cure the world of gluten intolerance. I want everyone who's watching this to do something for me. We're going to fix them all. I know they're lying. As said, their ancestors would have died and they wouldn't exist, blah, blah, blah. We all know they're lying. Next time someone says they don't eat gluten, I need you to do something for me. We have to make sure that no one ever says it again. So what happens is you're standing there and they say, oh, I don't actually eat gluten. Shut the fuck up. Do that every single time. And I guarantee gluten intolerance is gone overnight.
Let me ask you about the reaction that you've had from certain people who I think at one stage you had a good relationship with.
Sure.
One is Jordan Peterson. Yeah. But what is your view of him?
I think Jordan and I actually agree on many issues. I think the enemy of my enemy is my friend. I think we have a lot more in common than we have that we disagree on. We have different views of the world on certain things. I think we approach him from different places. He's far more in his mind, whereas I live in more in a physical realm than he does. I have nothing against Jordan. I don't dislike him. I do find it, and I must be honest, a bit disingenuous and hypocritical that he speaks mental strength and then ends up addicted to an antidepressant. I don't think he should ever take antidepressants ever. I've been through worse than what he's been through, and I didn't take a single drug. However, I have nothing against the guy. He says very intelligent things, and I'd be interested to argue with him or discuss or debate with him, but I think we'd actually agree on most points, to be honest with you. I don't think he may be unhappy with somehow how I've lived my life and some things I've done, but we've already discussed the fact that I come from the lowest income area of the UK and most people around me were selling drugs, so at least I didn't do that. So I'm not going to allow somebody who's a professor in a university who's had an easy life come along and tell me how people from the streets should survive. You have to find a way out. Let's get rich or die trying. But I have nothing against the guy. I just think that he's been a bit hypocritical, and then truthfully, the only time I've been genuinely a bit appalled by any of his actions was the tweet he made on Israel-Palestine when he said, give them hell. I know that's an easy thing to say, and it's an expression that people use and they throw it around flippantly. But I think when you actually wish hell upon other human beings, I think it's a disgusting thing to do, because hell is that 15-year-old girl with no legs and her parents were dead. Well, hell is, you see her crying her eyes out, begging to die. That is hell. And I don't think you should genuinely wish hell on anyone, Israel or Palestinian, anyone. I'm a humanist. I don't want anybody to die. Well, when he was wishing hell on an entire population,
he did express regret for the way he phrased
and
that
he
tweet.
should,
and
because it's disgusting. I've not wished hell on the Israelis. I've not wished hell on the Israeli state. I don't want any Israeli civilian to go through what that 15-year-old Palestinian girl's going through. Not a single one.
He said about you, Jordan Peterson, I'm not particularly happy to be grouped with Andrew Tate. I think there are some elements about what he does that are quite reprehensible.
I'm sure he has. I don't know everything he says, and he may disagree with some of my point of view. As I said, I have nothing against him. I don't think anything he says is particularly wrong. I think that he's hypocritical because of the antidepressant problem, and I think that the fact he wishes hell on other humans because he gets emotionally involved in a conflict, which within 2 minutes of it sparking off, he's wishing genocide. I think that says a lot about his personality. But overall, when he speaks at length, a lot of the things he says are pretty well thought through and pretty constructive. I have nothing against the guy. I was at dinner. I sat at a table with a full-grown man at dinner. Full-grown man. He looked normal, looked like a normal dude. And we're going through the menu. What do we want to eat? What do we want to eat? Steak, veal, going through the menu. And he sits there and he says, I think I'll try the sushi. There's no power in sushi. The whole point of food and water, or food and liquids, are the only things you put in your body. Unless you're a fucking freak and you're sticking things places they shouldn't go. Food and water is all you put in your body, and the idea is that you derive power from it. Look at this power. This comes from the food I eat. You're telling me you're going to get power from sushi, a little piece of floppy fish, some rice in a circle? The fuck is wrong with you? What kind of full-grown adult deliberately
not on accident, deliberately eat sushi. I caught my brother ordering sushi to the house. What the fuck is wrong with people? There's no power in sushi. Now, I say this to people and they go, what's your problem with sushi? I just told you, you little bitch, there's no power inside. You're eating food for power. There's no power in sushi. How do you know? Firstly, I am Andrew Tate, Lord of all beasts of the land and fishes in the sea. I know everything. What I say is gospel. So firstly, the fact I said it makes it true. If sushi was the most powerful food in the world, which it never was, the second I said it had no power, it instantly had no power. I speak things into existence. Imagine you were to get imagine you were to get 100 people at random from all over the world. 100 people at random who last had sushi for dinner, and 100 people at random who last had T-bone steaks for dinner. And you got these 200 people, 100 on each side, and they had a fight in the middle to the death. Who the fuck do you think is going to win? A whole bunch of hippie liberal California losers and their sushi, or a whole bunch of cowboys and heroes with their big ass steaks? Who's going to win that fight? The steak eaters are going to win. The reason the steak eaters are going to win is because people who have power inside of them and want power eat steak. If you eat sushi on purpose, if you deliberately order sushi, you're a pussy. And I guarantee any girl who's watching you eat it thinks you're a pussy. You go on a date with a chick. Oh, I'll have the sushi, please. Get the little chopsticks out, dipping it in the sauce. Fuck is wrong with you? And we're sitting there chilling, and I was there for about 6 hours. And he's like, yeah, it'd be nice one day. Anyway, I'm hungry. You want something to eat? I was like, nah, I'm fine, bro. So he gets his ass up. He's a full-grown man. And he starts to cook himself something to eat. Now, I know you amateurs. As an amateur, you think, what's the problem? You're at your friend's house making himself some food. But amateurs don't understand the world because amateurs do not analyze the world. As a professional, which is what I am, I was analyzing the actions of said individual, and I completely understood why he will remain poor for eternity. You're sitting here telling me you're upset that you're broke, and you're going to spend time, and everybody knows the age-old adage, time is what?
Money.
Money. That's right. Time is money. You're going to spend time preparing food? Now, actually think about this for a second. If you're broke, if you're not a millionaire, the last thing you should be doing with your time is cooking. I can't think of a lower ROI activity than walking to the fridge, getting out some ingredients. Ooh, an onion. Oh, let me get the onion. I'm going to start cooking. Fridge. Ooh, an onion and some lettuce. Now, get a knife. Get my knife. Cut my onion. Start to cut my onion. You're broke! You're fucking poor! You can get rotisserie chicken for $5. Boom! Chicken, bang, eat, bang, back to work. You can fucking do a million things. You can go for a run. You can get in shape. The time you spent cooking, if you dedicated to kickboxing, you could have got paid from kickboxing. Or piano. You could fucking be a traveling piano man with the time you've wasted cutting fucking onions. If you're broke, there is zero reason why you should ever prepare a meal. If you're a multimillionaire and you're a boring one, you're not a fun one like me, like big cigars, big limousines, and fast cars. If you're one of the really boring ones and you have all the time in the world because you're rich and you want to cook, sure, waste your time, right? But if you're not a multimillionaire, your time is extremely important as a man, and that needs to be dedicated towards world conquest. There's no need to prepare food. Either order some food, which can be done very cheaply and very healthily. You can get rotisserie chicken and a bag of salad for like $4. Bang, done. Or instruct a female to provide sustenance. Cook. And get back to world conquest. You have better things to do. So I'm sitting there, and my friend's cooking his meal, and I start telling him, you're a jackass, you're gonna be poor forever. What do you mean? Because you're cooking. So, well, everyone cooks. Everyone's broke! Doesn't that prove me right? That proves me totally right. I can't think of anything more stupid for a man to do. So I want you to ask yourself this question. Are you broke? Yes. Do you cook? Probably. Do you not see the problem here? That is a complete waste of your human time. Some fucking dork takes a bunch of steroids, he's the tough guy. Yeah, you know what? A real man cooks a real steak. You know, when I cook my steak, I do it like a real man do. You know what a real man does? A real man gets in the cage.
A real man becomes a 4-time kickboxing world champion. A real man has $13 million. A real man has 17 supercars. A real man has a property portfolio. A real man has the police chief of the city he lives in on fucking speed dial. That's what a real man does. A real man doesn't sit in his fucking broke-ass house with his ugly-ass wife cooking steak. That's bullshit. You think you're a real man because you managed to cook a steak. That is a cop-out. That is the ultimate symbol of failure. If you're gonna say that your credentials for masculinity are putting meat on a fucking stove. Do you know how I cook a steak as a real man? I instruct one of my 7 girlfriends, meat now. Boom, it turns up perfect. Tabasco on the side. Nice glass of ice water. I ain't gonna do shit. That's how a real man cooks.
Can we talk about the biggest YouTuber in the world and his normalization of a thing? Or is that something that you're not even allowed to talk about? Like, how off limits is that topic? Yeah. Because you know what I'm saying. And it's one of those things where if you put it out there and if we were to say his name and associate it, it's like insta hate. Yeah. And I enjoy his content. I think he makes fun videos. However, what he's doing is normalizing transgenderism amongst children.
Yes.
It's not amongst adults. The target audience is children.
Yes.
And it's normalization. But if you talk about it.
Well, see, here's the thing that's interesting.
Like, we haven't even said his name. Everyone knows who we're talking about. We can't.
Yeah, and I don't know the guy, and I'll also be honest.
Yeah,
I know the kind of videos he makes. I know he makes like these prank or like these game show videos. I've never watched them, but I do know this. I know enough about the world and how it works to understand. And you have to base your worldview on probabilities.
Yeah,
right. Like we said earlier, if I go stroke the lion, I'm probably going to get eaten. Yeah. There may be examples where the lion doesn't eat me, but I think it's a good worldview for me to hold for the preservation of my bloodline that I avoid the lions. So when you look at scenarios where you don't have all the information, you have to come up with the probability. So what is the probability that of the 4 or 5 or 6 people who ever make this show, which is the largest and most famous show amongst children in the world, which has a whole bunch of corporate sponsorships, a whole bunch of money behind it, taking into consideration the things I've said about how they try to get me to sell my soul, that one of them decides to very publicly do something which adheres with an agenda they are trying very hard to psyop the youth with. And then the leader of this channel, Mr. Whatever, he very calmly and very cucked says, yeah, it's good. I support them. And did it because he knows he's going to get in a lot of trouble if he doesn't. And you're going to sit here and say that that's all a coincidence and there was no corporate powers involved and no money involved. And no one said to him, listen, you better support this transition because if you don't, you're going to lose your channel. Okay. And you're telling me that this all just happened organically and there was no plan at all. If you believe that, then you're an idiot. Then you're an idiot. And it's a psyop. But
you can't say Mr. Beast's name.
Mr. Beast.
You can't say Mr. Beast.
No, but here's the thing that's interesting. If there was any honor amongst that group, and I don't have a problem with this guy. I don't know this guy. Yeah. I'm more famous than him anyway, so we're gonna probably meeting someday. I don't have a problem with him, but here's the thing that I find interesting. Let's remove the argument about transgenderism because they're gonna sit and say that it's not his fault, he's born in the wrong body, blah blah. And that's a dumb shithole I don't even want to go down. But let's remove it. Me as a man of honor, I believe that now, because of my massive influence, I have a responsibility. And I'll admit this now. There are clips of me that I made 10 years ago, which I don't think would be appropriate for 14 and 15-year-olds to see. Because I made them when I had no followers and no subscribers, and I was joking with my friends, and we were filming everything, and it didn't matter. And now I understand with massive power comes massive responsibility. And I've had to curate my message and be slightly more careful, knowing that every single word I say is watched. That's sensible. For you to become more famous and then be more careful about certain things you say or how you say them is the sensible thing to do. So if I was a member of this group of people and I decided to do something which was obviously sexually related, it was regarding sex in general, and it was obvious for everyone to see, and it was something that was going to raise a lot of questions, and it was going to involve sexuality amongst the lives of a bunch of people who shouldn't be thinking about sex yet, I would have enough honor to say, you know what, I've made enough money and I really need to do this. I resign. And I do it in private. Why would I do that publicly? Irregardless, please understand, because they're going to argue this, not understanding I'm smarter than all of them. Irregardless of how important it is to do, irregardless of the fact that you believe it's essential, even if I agree with you that it's essential, even if I agree with you that you need to do this because you were born in the wrong body, even if I agree with all that, don't we all agree that doing something so obviously sexual for children to observe and question is something that shouldn't be happening?
Yeah.
So even if you do want to do that, and even if I agree you should do that, you should still resign unless it's a psyop. Unless you're going to sit here and argue the fact that you're trying to psyop the kids, which is what they'll do. Oh, but kids need to get used to the idea psyop. So you are psyoping. Oh, but kids need to get used to the idea they don't need to be threatened by psyop. So you're admitting it's a psyop, because if it wasn't a psyop, you would have resigned and done it privately. Why didn't you want to do it privately? You have enough money. You've been making these stupid videos for long enough. You can pay your rent, sir. Or sorry, not sir, ma'am. But no, you want to psyop the kids. If you actually discuss this whole topic, you'll see it's very obvious that they want to psyop the kids, and that's the end goal of it. And they'll sit there and then they'll try and do, because I'm a professional and I know exactly how these people think, they'll argue the psyop is okay. But why should I hide? I'm proud. So they'll argue. Then they'll start arguing for their psyop, not understanding that they're just admitting I'm right. I'm right. You're psyoping kids. I don't want any child under the age of 10 thinking about sex in any way. Changing sex. They have enough time for that as they grow old. They shouldn't be sitting there watching this and start going, what's going on? Why does he do that? And looking into it in general. The whole thing is haram, regardless of the fact whether you accept that he should become transgender or not. And that's the thing they don't understand. That's why they can't argue with me. I would love to sit down with these people, bro. I would rip them apart, which is why they're trying to keep me out the club unless I shut up for their 50M.
Well, that was 1 hour of Andrew Tate roasting, destroying, and embarrassing everybody. Part 2. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. You don't have to do anything. If you want to let me know what you thought about the video in the comments, I will check that out. I put work into this video and I hope it does entertain you and make you laugh and think just as much as it made me laugh and think when I was putting it together. Now, from the second half, what was your favorite clip? For me, oh my God, when I was watching these clips and finding them on YouTube, most people loved this worm clip he did, where he was comparing people to worms. I thought it was funny, but it wasn't like amazing. The exercise shoes one, I thought that was the best. Oh my God. And, you know, where he's what if you squat in tennis shoes, you might what? Explode? Or the cooking one too. The cooking one, I like that one because I've seen that meme so many times where he's like, "You're broke." I never knew it was from this cooking clip. And man, it's a shame that they took down his channel because it's not that easy to find a lot of these clips you want to find. It's a shame they took it down, not just the principle of not allowing free speech, but it sucks because you could have so many golden, hilarious videos you could go watch just to make you laugh. You know, you could search up his channel, boom, 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 and you can't find it anymore. You have to go on some different sites where he's at. And it's pretty disappointing because, man, these older clips he's got, they're hilarious. They're hilarious. And oh my God, I wish I knew this was on YouTube years ago. I didn't know that till, you know, a couple years ago. Then he got taken off so many channels. I hope I did a good mix for you guys, mixing some hilarious clips with some serious ones, just like the serious clip at the end where he's talking about MrBeast. You know, he's making good points and it wasn't just all funny stuff. I hope that you guys enjoyed that and enjoyed all the work I put in and that it can entertain you for a bit. I know you could spend so much time watching so many different things with your day and what's available on YouTube. So I appreciate you guys for watching this 1 hour of Andrew Tate embarrassing, destroying, roasting everybody. Part 2. I enjoyed making it and I hope it really blessed you guys. Again, it's itsSeanDaniel here. If you guys want to connect with me more, I've launched a collaboration community for free. You guys connect with me, I can connect with you, brainstorm together on stuff we got going on. I just love that, and I feel like there's so much. People need that, and I need that. There's not necessarily, it's not that easy to find like-minded people on things, and I'd love to connect like that. But anyway, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And if you want to see more videos like this, consider subscribing. I'm out.